Great, so hopefully you found stage 6 not too difficult and pretty straightforward. So the first step would be to go to your tweet topology and enter in your OAuth credentials. And here you'll need to comment out the earlier credentials. I would suggest at this stage, package and run. And once you get a build success, submit your topology and make sure it runs. And if you submit your job, you'll actually see nothing, as we don't have a topology yet. So let's go back to our topology. In part 0 now, we need to attach the tweet spout to the topology with a parallelism of 1. So here we have builder.setSpout. Let's call this a tweet spout with a parallelism of 1. Notice that our syntax tweet spout is simply calling the tweet spout object that we named with our credentials. At this stage, we package again, and once we get a build success, we can use the up arrow, submit our job again, and now we see the Twitter4j Twitter stream. Correct. Let's go on to part 1. Similarly to stage 5, this is simply builder.setBolt, parse tweetbolt, new parse tweetbolt with a parallelism of 10. And again, we want a shuffle grouping that connects our tweetspout component ID to the tweetspout. In part 2, we want to attach the count bolt with a parallelism of 15. And the grouping here is the fields grouping. The one difference is that our parse tweetbolt is now its own file. And to figure out the fields grouping needed, let's go to the parse tweetbolt. And now we scroll down to our declare output fields, and we see that we have the tweet word. We copy the tweet word, go back to our topology, and enter this in the new fields tweet word. And finally, in part 3, we attach the report bolt with the syntax builder.setBolt with a component ID report bolt, new report bolt, parallelism of 1. And again, we want a global grouping to send all streams from the count bolt down to one bolt in the global grouping, report bolt. Finally, the component ID to make that connection is count bolt, listed there. Remember to save the program. We'll maven package. And finally, once we get the build success, we can look at a tree structure. Now we have individual classes and our tweet topology. Remember again that we want our jar with dependencies. Here the structure is udacity.storm.tweetTopology. Storm jar target udacity.storm tweet topology. Finally, as storm runs, we come back to our visualization, and we see as the tweets are being parsed, we see our visualization count grow. And again, we can hover over a word and see that 150 HTTP splits were occurring. And again, we'll clean this up using filters in later exercises. And congratulations on finishing the tweet word count, the complete topology.